Command Center. Trinice Bishop, Fox 43.
A new legislative session begins in Harrisburg in less than a month, and a new face will preside over the Senate, perhaps with a fresh look as well. Lieutenant Governor-elect John Fetterman is our guest this morning. He is a man that is known for not wearing a suit during the campaign trail or as mayor of Braddock. So I have to ask, do you have one picked out for your first day at work?
Yeah, I have suits, and it just, I haven't met anybody yet on the campaign trail that says, boy, I love getting up and wearing a suit and tie every day, you know. So
I despise it every morning.
Yeah, well, exactly. So you should join me, you know.
So we've been trying to have a little fun around the holidays and asking all of our guests here on the Capitol Beat what their favorite Christmas or holiday memory or tradition is for your family. I know you love your family. Yeah. You have a great family.
That's an easy one, to be honest with you. And we're actually going to do it tonight, and that is go to Christmas Magic at Rocky Ridge Park tonight. My family, I'm going to be joining my wife and our 3 kids and my parents. We're going to Christmas Magic tonight because we've been doing that for, geez, I think every year that it's been open. I know it's at least been 25. So I'd say that's my favorite holiday tradition.
So when you start your official role as Lieutenant Governor, traditionally the LG doesn't have a ton of responsibilities. You'll be in charge of the Board of Pardons, but largely ceremonial. So what do you expect your role to be? How do you view it being different than previous administrations? How much of a role do you want in policymaking, if at all?
Well, I gently will kind of push back on the categorization. It's an incredibly important role. You're the second in the chain for Pennsylvania, so it's an important responsibility. And Governor Wolf and I had a great partnership during the campaign, and I look forward to working with him on a lot of different issues.
I want to bring up one issue in particular, and that is one that you differed on during your campaign and his time as governor so far, and that's full legalization of marijuana. Sure. You are in favor of it. He, at least publicly, is not. So where do you see that going over the next 4 years?
It's like I said during the campaign. He's the governor, and my opinion and role is subordinate, and that's not going to change. But Governor Wolf is open to other perspectives, other sides, and he's incredibly engaged. So you just never know how things can evolve over the next couple of years here in Pennsylvania.
From Governor Wolf's first 4 years, from his first term until now, where do you see there needs to be the most improvement going into his second term?
In the Governor Wolf's term? Oh, gee, Governor Wolf and I received the most votes of any gubernatorial candidate in the history of Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the voters of Pennsylvania have an overwhelming consensus.
You don't think there needs to be any improvement
I didn't say that there need to be any, but I'd like to focus on the enormous accomplishment of being elected by such a wide margin and receiving so many votes. And I think Governor Wolf doesn't get as much credit as he deserves on a lot of these issues.
Because of the number of votes that you received, and it was the most votes ever for a governor, do you feel like there was a referendum for the two of you moving forward?
I certainly think it's a clear, unambiguous signal that the people of Pennsylvania appreciate what Governor Wolf has done. And I think with the upcoming 2020 presidential election and the fact that Governor Wolf just knows how to get things done, I think speaks well to what he's going to be able to accomplish, or will hopefully accomplish during our next term.
We started on a light note. I want to end on somewhat of a light note, and I want to show you a photo that you're probably familiar with. John Mychick from Penn Live took this at Pennsylvania Society last week. That is Scott Wagner, who is the GOP candidate for governor, and you at Pennsylvania Society. And for those who aren't familiar, Pennsylvania Society is kind of a who's who of Pennsylvania politician get together in New York.
If that's what it is, I don't belong there.
It's not common to see something like this. So I want to be the fly on the wall and what in the world brought this picture together, and was it a chilly reception?
That's an easy one. We were at an event, and I was actually on a panel with my friend Jeff Bardos, who was my Republican counterpart, and he and I have become friends, and we were doing an event together, and Scott was interviewing with John just in the room, and as a fun joke, I just came barging into it like with a faux roundhouse coming, and everyone just laughed, and Scott was like, "Get over here," and we just had a picture, and it was just like a genuine moment of levity, you know. So there wasn't anything awkward. It was just like I came in. I thought it would be fun to have me just kind of barreling in from the side, you know, given the contentious nature of the campaign.
Good to see that not everything is mudslinging in the end.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of professional wrestling there, but it was all goodwill.
Mayor John Fetterman, Lieutenant Governor-elect John Fetterman, or if you ask him, he'd rather just be called John. Thank you again for joining us on the Capitol Beat, and we'll be right back.
Matt, thanks for having me.